Welcome to The Edge of Belief, the podcast that explores alternative faiths, cults, conspiracy theories, the supernatural and bizarre happenings worldwide. I'm one of your hosts, Ruby, and taking me on a guided tour is my co-host, Richard.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Edge of Belief.
Episode 3, I believe we're on.
Yeah.
I'm keeping a count. Thanks to anyone who's come back to listen again. We really appreciate it. And anyone new, welcome.
Yeah, we like repeat customers. I don't know if there will be any yet, but we can give it a go.
Yeah. Don't listen to this off headphones because there's probably going to be a bit of swearing.
Yeah.
I've tried to tone it down as a request from my mother, but I do have the mouth of a sailor, so
yeah.
Who knows what's going to happen? Especially now we're back feeling better.
Well, better we were, I must admit. Well, we've been socially distancing ourselves from people, so... Well,
we've been doing that for about 13 years, naturally.
Well, yeah, it's business as usual for us shut-ins, really.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, in other developments this week, I've witnessed a miracle.
Have you?
Yeah. It's shaken my positive atheist beliefs right to their very core.
I feel like you're being sarcastic, but go on.
Yeah. The local supermarket actually had some toilet roll the other night.
Oh, fucking hell.
I mean, if that's not a blessed miracle, I don't know what is, really.
It's a complete miracle.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, this week, everyone's been kind of trying to self-isolate as much as possible, but I don't think I've wasted my time because I've spent my week basically rewriting the words to the postcode lottery song. Instead of someone knocking at my door, it's some cunts knocking at my door, some pricks ringing at my bell, and I feel that's a valuable way to spend your time.
Resources.
Yeah. So I've been really great this week. I'm not getting like Jack Nicholson at all.
No, I mean I've been going through YouTube and ripping bits of Alex Jones speeches out of videos.
Brilliant.
Because this week's episode is about everyone's favourite conspiracy hawker and monkey glands monger, the performance artist Alexander Emmerich Jones.
Is that his middle name? His real middle name?
Yeah, it is. Emmerich.
That's got to be a biblical name, hasn't it?
It's got to be in it, I would have thought.
My mum will know.
But first...
News.
Following on from last week and Paula White, we have a first story about her.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing as now everyone knows who she is.
Yeah. This article reads, Paula White featured speaker at event promising supernatural protection from coronavirus.
I wondered how long it would take her to jump on the bandwagon.
All of these kind of swindlers and grifters are, really.
If anything, it's taken her a while.
It says here, White is among the anointed scheduled speakers. Anointed?
Anointed by who?
Themselves, I think.
I want to be anointed.
Well, she's a scheduled speaker at Passover 2020, a conference scheduled for April the 9th to the 12th in Phoenix, Arizona. Now,
bit far for us to pop along to, though.
You'd have thought that had been cooling off by now, wouldn't you, really? Cooled off, sorry.
Yeah, actually thinking about it, a mass gathering, is it?
Yeah, to celebrate Passover.
Right.
But anyway, these attendees will be fine because in an email that was sent out to the attendees, it said, when we celebrate Passover as Jesus instructed, there is a supernatural protection that is activated when we apply Jesus' blood and celebrate the Passover lamb.
Well, I'm convinced.
What the hell? What the hell's Jesus' blood?
Hopefully it's not like Jesus juice.
That's what I was thinking.
Does who gives it out, the vicar, or does she milk it from people and give it out?
The Jesus blood, yeah, out of their wallet, yeah. Well, all I can say is God better brush up on shitting miracles because all those people in one place, they're going to learn a sharp lesson in Darwinism in action, really, aren't they?
I mean, to be honest, though, I don't mean to sound cold, but will it be a big loss?
Oh, that's a bit harsh, isn't it, really?
It is a bit harsh, but I am a bit harsh.
They are just gullible sods. A lot of grifters are, of course, jumping on the bandwagon, and this week I saw Jim Baker, he's a kind of bald-in televangelist, trying to sell nano silver solution to cure coronavirus. I mean...
some guy drink that and turn himself blue?
Yeah, I'm sure it was. It may have been even an American senator. I'm not sure. But
No, I don't think he was a senator. I think he was. I don't know. He just thought a cup a day would cure everything, and he went blue.
yeah, I mean, there's a reason we've moved on to antibiotics rather than nano silver, and it tends to be, well, it's quite toxic in certain doses.
Well, apparently he was in good health. He was just blue.
Yeah, I mean, but
Well, silvery blue.
yeah, after taking all that Smurf juice.
He did look a bit like Papa Smurf because he had a white beard. Look, the beard was kind of grey, but.
Well, another televangelist, this is my favourite one of the week, really jumping on the coronavirus cure bandwagon, and you've probably seen it yourselves. Kenneth Copeland, who said you could be cured through your TV set with just a small donation. And of course, I mean,
if he could cure you through the TV, then wouldn't it be his social responsibility to do that
for everyone? Yeah, I would have thought so. Even if it was like $1 donation or something.
Well, even if it was for nothing. I mean, I'm sure Jesus would have just done it through the telly for everyone, wouldn't he?
Well, here's what he actually said.
Put your hand on that television set. Hallelujah.
Thank you, Jesus.
Healed and well in the sweet name of Jesus.
Jesus.
Glory to God.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
It's unbelievable. I mean,
Oh dear.
grown-ass adults actually fall for that shit.
If only
apparently.
we'd paid our money, we'd have been protected by it then.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, put your hand up to the TV and feel its glow, and you'll be cured.
Yeah.
I mean, all this would be funny, really, but didn't the other day Vice President Pence try and pray the coronavirus away or something?
Oh, I've no idea.
Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me.
I think they had a little powwow, in the White House, and
little double Dutch rudder with Trump.
That would pray the coronavirus away.
I'm not going to explain what a double Dutch rudder is. You can Google that yourselves.
Yeah. Well, I've got one bit of good news for you.
We need some, so go on.
The devil is a socialist.
How does that figure?
I don't know, but apparently he is, and hell Satan if he is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And thanks to Ray for sending this next story.
Oh yeah, my dad, the great Raymondo. Thank you very much.
This article reads, Pastor claims coronavirus is satanic plot to bring socialism to the US. Speaking at a firehouse prayer meeting at his church in Cleveland, Tennessee on Thursday night, the conservative Christian pastor declared that the COVID-19 virus is a demonic attempt to kill elderly Americans who won't accept the mark of the beast so socialism can take over this nation.
Well, I mean, what can you fucking say about that? Other than cuckoo,
Yeah.
cuckoo. He could be Terence of the Week.
He definitely is.
Okay, brilliant.
Right.
First Terence of the Week. We should get Terence of the Week jingle.
Oh, we should do, shouldn't we, really?
Yeah.
I mean, this is what the nutbag actually said.
You get rid of all these people who resist the beast and resist the Antichrist and resist the system, then you have a whole nother socialist, pro-communist, give me your money and I'll do what I want with it group coming up. You see them, they're out there. 35% of America's into it.
Can I just say, I do what I want.
I mean, I must say, I'm not seeing a downside of this plot so far.
Not really. Well, I mean, they all think socialism is gonna fucking end the world, don't they?
Oh yeah, I mean, someone should tell Bernie really that the devil's on his side.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's a powerful ally to have, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, I mean, God seems to be doing fuck all. So I mean.
And our last coronavirus story, because they're all coronavirus stories, of course.
Yeah, you just
this
can't
week.
get away
You can't
with
get
it.
away from it. But I like this one. Coronavirus sparks monkey gang war in the streets of Thailand. A brutal gang war appears to have begun in the streets of one of central Thailand's cities between hundreds of different individuals, the Bangkok Post reports.
So they're not monkeys, are they?
Oh yeah, monkey gang war.
Blimey. Have they got like little machetes?
No, they're not tooled up apparently, but
Do they wear like certain colours, like little
I don't know. But according to
little
this
bandanas?
According to this report, this city called Lopburi, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's got thousands of monkeys that live there.
Right.
And some live around the temple, some live in the city. But there's thousands upon thousands of them split into like two rivaling gangs.
Cool.
And the reason why it's all kicking off is really they relied on tidbits from tourists to eat.
Oh,
And of course,
yeah.
when no one's going there.
Now they're all fucking hungry and
Yeah.
thinking that monkey's got something I want.
Yeah, letting off.
Get tooled up, lads.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like gang warfare. A local said the second one monkey found a single banana, hundreds of other monkeys swarmed in, starting a massive brawl that shocked many locals who have never seen such a local monkey fight before.
Have they not been to Asda when they do the cheap shelf bit?
I was going to say, thank fuck they don't need toilet roll, really.
Do you remember that time you took me there when they were just doing the cheap section?
The reduced goods, at 7 o'clock at night or something like that.
I was kind of so shocked I was almost in a daze.
It was your first feeding frenzy.
Yeah.
I
This
mean,
guy felt so sorry for me. He tried to give me things that other people had snatched, and it was all meat, which I don't eat. And I was just in too much of a daze to even... I was like, what is going on?
That's the reality of Britain, and that's, shocking.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, it'll be our main segment about Alex Jones.
Yay!
And welcome back.
Welcome back.
Well, I decided to do an episode about Alex Jones this week because he's been in a bit of spot of bother, as old Alex.
He's always in a spot of bother, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, he got arrested drink driving in the week, and his ex-wife, who's having a bitter custody battle with him, decided to go for the kill and try and get the kids off of him. So he's had a...
I think to be fair, she's probably doing the right thing.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
Would you want your kids being brought up by him?
Oh, no, not at all. If you have no idea who Alex Jones is, up until his social media deplatforming, he was probably one of the most well-known conspiracy theorists in the world.
Yeah, I'd say he was up there with what Ike is to British people, I'd say.
Yeah, the gruff Texan guy,
Says it how it is, kind of.
Yeah, I think he's appeared on British TV a couple of times.
I think he
on
has,
politics shows.
A long time ago.
Yeah, kind of.
When he had more hair.
Yeah, and I think he had a debate with Piers Morgan, didn't he, on the telly about gun control?
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
What a riveting piece of televisual
blimey,
joy that would have been.
I mean,
Piers Morgan.
It's one time where I've actually thought, you're doing a good job here, Piers Morgan, because he let him hang himself, really, kind of with the bullshit he comes out with.
And you can't say that often about Piers. He's done a good job.
No. I mean, he built up a multi-million-dollar empire, really, frightening the shit out of people, then selling them survivalist gear and dodgy, non-FDA approved supplements. And I must stress here, not drugs, air quotes, supplements.
So he's basically doing what Paula White does, but without God.
Yeah, just with conspiracies, really.
Yeah, pretty much. Scaring you, making you spend money on things that they think will help.
But instead of just giving him money, you buy a bottle of super male vitality juice or something, for God knows how much money.
Yeah.
Most kind of independent kind of supplement laboratories say you can buy the same thing for $4, but he charges 20 quid for or something. It's ridiculous, what I mean? Alex was born on February 11th, 1974 in Dallas, Texas, which...
1974?
Yeah, which apparently makes him 46 or 47.
That's press age.
Apparently that's bang on.
I mean, that's younger than you.
I know.
And he looks like, I thought he was at least 58.
Early 50s, I'd say. If not a bit more.
That's being generous.
Yeah, I mean, in this week's show notes, I've linked to his mugshots taken at his drink driving arrest. And, well, to be honest, it looks like all the paranoia, toxic masculinity, and if the rumours are correct, showbiz sherbet have taken their toll on the poor chap.
Gets to us all at some point.
Yeah, I mean, he grew up in a small suburb of Dallas, Texas called Rockwall before moving to Austin in 1991. And it's there, apparently, he read a book called None Dare Call It Conspiracy by Gary Allen.
Oh, no. He fell down the hole then, did he?
Well, yeah, because I looked this book up, and even though I think it was written in 1971, it outlines the New World Order conspiracy. And if you don't know what the New World Order or NWO conspiracy is, it's that a secret, shadowy elite are conspiring to bring about an authoritarian one-world government run by them.
Yeah.
therefore, that brings anything that brings nations together, commercially or politically, is seen as kind of proof of this conspiracy existing.
Yeah, so that eventually.
Yeah, they're going to take control of the world. Yeah. So anything from like the North American Free Trade Agreement to the European Union is proof.
The thing about that, though, that I don't really get is, like, whether there's a New World Order or there isn't, the average Joe on the street like me and you are still not going to have any control in what happens in the upper echelons of politics and stuff, really.
Well, I think this all ties into the psychology of conspiracy theories, because it gives the illusion of power to people who are powerless.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Like somehow inside knowledge, and you can change the history where really you can't. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this New World Order or Shadow World Government, whatever you want to call it, is just the global capitalist elite.
Yeah,
that's it, really, isn't it? I mean,
and whatever you call it, they're still going to be calling the shots.
Well, yeah, I mean, they can buy governments, they buy politicians all the time. So I don't see what the big kind of conspiracy is, really. So all these conspiracies are basically built on a fake Russian document called the Protocols of the Elders of Zion, which basically kind of said that Jews were running the world secretly, or wanted to rule the world secretly. So the current kind of modern New World Order conspiracy kind of builds off of that, really, but
without being racist,
without the Jew bit. But
yeah,
they kind of get round this. I mean, if people like Alex Jones refer to globalists, it's kind of code for Jews, really.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Why do people have such a problem with Jewish people? Leave them alone, fucking hell.
I mean,
Christ.
It's kind of thing where, they say it's not Jewish based anymore, but that's where it stemmed from. And
I mean, we're living in an era now where what people say doesn't really have to even in any way match up to what they do or how they act. They can just say things.
Yeah. So that's the kind of all-encompassing conspiracy theory he's really been hawking for absolutely years. Once he read that book, he thought, that's for me. That's what I'm going to make a career out of.
Well, at least he's a loyal nutter.
Yeah, I mean, he's gone full right-wing kind of TV come Fox News type outfit now, but he's definitely returning back to his roots after his Facebook bans and stuff. He started out on public access TV in Austin.
Okay, is that public access TV? Is that
I think you just rock up and do shows for nothing, I think.
Oh,
kind of to get your face on TV. I think loads of American cities have.
Yeah, I was just double checking. I thought it was that, but I couldn't be sure, and we don't have it here. So
yeah, so I mean, he started out on there, then he dropped out of community college and started doing a 3-hour long radio show.
3 hours?
That's short. He does 4 hours normally.
The thing I don't understand about these people, like Ike as well, why do they have to talk for so long? Didn't he talk for 8 hours once, David Icke?
Because it's a mental assault. It kind of batters you down.
How can you physically do it? I would just...
I know.
And I'm talkative.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine doing this for 4 hours. I mean, it's just...
I think I'd want to self-harm if we had to do this for 4 hours. I mean, I love doing it, but no.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, when his radio show, that's where he really started kind of really becoming the premier New World Order hawker. I mean, he got into kind of the first kind of real conspiratorial things around Waco and places like that, So I reckon it's about 1995 when I first come across Alex Jones. And it was shortly after the Oklahoma City bombings. Now, I'm going to sound old here, but these were like
Because he is old.
These were MP3s that are floating around on old bulletin board systems and Usenet groups. And that was pre-World Wide Web. Imagine that, kids.
I have to admit, I do remember pre-web.
Oh dear,
but I was still relatively young in 1995.
Yeah.
Not like you.
I mean, he said that his kind of view of the Oklahoma City bombing, I mean, yeah, you know about that, don't you? Like Timothy McVeigh, who bombed the Alfred P. Murrah building in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I didn't know the name of the building, but I knew he'd did it.
So it was a state building, kind of like, I think it was a federal tax building. I can't remember what it was. But
something like that, wasn't it? It was some
it was like a lightning rod for nutters.
Yeah. Basically.
Anyway, he said the Oklahoma City bombing was a false flag attack.
What does that mean?
Right. This is another kind of trope that these conspiracy nutbags love to trot out. It basically means the state attacks itself and blames it on an opposition to kind of start a war or start oppression.
Like 9/11.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we come on to that. I mean, that's basically it. So,
I think most people in this day and age, if you was to compare it to that, would get what it
Oh,
meant.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, kind of like... I mean, he said at the time, I think if I can remember right, that Oklahoma City bombing was a state false flag attack because they wanted to take out the states' rights movement, and as far as I know, that's like the militia people. Remember them people like the Michigan militia and people like that.
Well, no, when slavery was around.
No. Possibly these are the ones like in the kind of 90s where, in a local town, the truck driver and postman would don fatigues and then get their assault rifles and go and play army in the woods at the weekends, I think.
Oh, right, yeah. I see what you mean there.
I think their kind of raison d'etre was to protect the citizens from tyrannical government.
Oh, God. How many of them shot themselves in the foot while they were out there?
Well, I think they looked at it kind of like, they can defend... I don't know why they do this. Defend themselves from a tyrannical government that's got jet planes and missiles, but they've got small arms.
Yeah, it's just fucking mental.
It's fantasy, really. That's what it is. It's kind of like giving yourself the illusion of protection where none really exists.
I mean, if the government are going to come after you, I'm pretty sure they can outnumber you with their guns and their tactical equipment. Yeah.
I mean, since then, he's pretty much hawked every conspiracy theory you can imagine about every subject. Any kind of terrorist attack or kind of mass shooting, he's got a conspiracy theory for it, you know what I mean?
Well, he's got to stay in the news somehow.
Well, yeah, and it always pretty much involves some sort of false flag bullshit, you know what I mean?
It's like Katie Hopkins or Jeremy Clarkson. I've got this really strong opinion for money. Cause it's relevant.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, some of my favourite ones he's come out with is... there's a government organisation in America called FEMA, and they're like a federal organisation that sorts out emergencies. So it'd be like hurricanes and floods and stuff like that, provide emergency tents and food and stuff like that and water.
Yeah.
But there was a conspiracy theory he loved where they were building FEMA camps, which are basically concentration camps. They were going to come round and all the people with guns, they'd round them up and put them in these FEMA camps,
That just sounds mental.
Oh, I think if you look on to Alex Jones and those sort of conspiracy theories from the outside, they look absolutely deranged. But the trouble is, the further people go down the road of conspiracy thinking, eventually they develop a total conspiratorial mindset where everything's a conspiracy in their eyes.
Yeah. Anything that questions their belief has to be a conspiracy. Yeah.
And rather than applying proper critical thinking, they just flip from believing everything the mainstream media says to everything people like Alex Jones says is the law. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So really, it's a lack of critical thinking that allows people to develop this total conspiratorial mindset. And I say, here's some other ones he's done. Of course, you must have heard of this. Obama was a Kenyan or a Muslim or both.
Oh yeah, didn't he? Oh no, that was Trump.
I think they're called birthers.
Birth certificate, wasn't it?
Birthers they call them. Where they think he's not American and all that business. I mean, the moon landings are faked. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
I mean, that's standard. But my favourite one, and I can barely read it without laughing.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, don't spoil it for yourself.
I happen to see the first three words.
Right, I've got to pull myself together to read this. Michelle Obama murdered Joan Rivers because she found out that Michelle had a cock.
I mean...
He was deadly serious about this, don't laugh.
There's so many questions involved in that.
It's...
Like how he got there.
Yeah.
First of all, we're assuming that Michelle has a penis.
Yeah.
Which is no evidence for whatsoever.
Oh, he's probably got some.
Yeah, but I mean, there's opinion and then there's facts.
yeah.
And the fact that she'd want to murder... How did Joan Rivers find out that she had a penis? In what...
What context did that happen?
Were they both in the same bathroom and she whipped it out for a piss, or...
God knows, but I mean...
Did she accidentally give her the goat one time? Bent over and some balls popped out? How would Joan Rivers know that?
I know, but it's still my favourite.
That is brilliant.
But like you said earlier, what really propelled his career along was 9/11.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've heard anyone say 9/11 was an inside job, that basically come from Alex Jones.
Yeah. And there was a while when it first happened that I did consider that theory myself. I think we both thought, could that be?
I mean, eventually
I think what I came to was, I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
basically, the only thing I was not knowing about is whether they kind of knew or not.
Well,
I'm not saying they did it.
With every conspiracy theory, you've got to apply a kind of Occam's razor, really. The more people who are needed to kind of conceal this conspiracy, the less likely it is to eventually remain concealed. Yeah,
because people can't help themselves but whistleblow and talk.
So, yeah, if 9/11 was a controlled terrorist attack, you know what I mean, kind of where it was faked or whatever, there'd be so many people who would have to be complicit in this conspiracy that, like you say, someone's going to leak it out somewhere.
Exactly.
You know, kind of.
I mean, I think for me, the only bit where I kind of was thinking maybe they knew a little bit beforehand was because the cynical part of me could see someone sitting there going, that'd be a real disaster if we let that plane just fly that last 3 minutes into that thing.
Well, that's kind of...
But it would create a war.
Yeah, well,
I can see that hooking you in, I can.
That's the halfway house conspiracy, which even I considered for a while, which is called Let It Happen on Purpose.
I mean, I'm not saying I totally believe that, but I'm saying I can see how you could maybe think that even.
Yeah, because, I mean, that is... the amount of people you'd be needed to kind of conceal that conspiracy is way less than, planting explosives with at the World Trade Center.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's just...
It could just be one person going, just ignore it.
Yeah. I mean, he milked 9/11 for a good decade or more. I think.
I bet he did.
Oh yeah, I mean, 10-year anniversaries, God knows what, kind of. I mean,
I bet he couldn't even tell you what the victims' names were.
Probably not. No. I mean, he hawked around those loose change films for ages. Were doing the rounds about 9/11. Kind of purporting that it was all the thermite and all stuff like that. All the things. And Building 7 was a demolition job and stuff like that.
I mean, I would say that 10 years after 9/11 was really his heyday.
Yeah. I mean, by then, YouTube had come along, so he was really working that kind of...
I mean, even I had heard of him by that point.
Yeah.
And I'm not really someone who really looks into conspiracy things much.
I mean, things were going well for him. He'd really built up quite an empire. I mean, he was working that YouTube suggestion algorithm, making sure that his increasingly hardcore conspiracy bullshit got in front of people. For example, if you went on YouTube and searched for JFK assassination.
Yeah.
So that's a kind of a very mainstream conspiracy theory, where there's an official version and what other people think happened.
Yeah.
You can pretty much guarantee that the suggestions on the right-hand side of YouTube would have one of his videos before he got barred.
Yeah, because he picked a popular topic, did a video on it.
His ones were slightly more extreme, and the way the YouTube algorithm works is you're more likely to click on extreme stuff to keep viewing.
Yeah.
So eventually you go down a rabbit hole
of Alex Jones.
And other conspiracy bullbags, yeah.
I mean, he did quite well then, to be fair.
Well, I think his YouTube channel had like 3 billion views or something like that before it was kicked off. So, I mean, if they were all monetarised, that's a bit of cash.
Love that money.
Love that money.
I think you're probably going to be hearing us saying that a lot.
The trouble is with Alex Jones is with that level of paranoia, hubris, and like bristling arrogance, really.
Yeah.
You're going to drop a bollock on a regular basis, aren't you?
Well, I would hope so.
So
please tell me we're going to hear some right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yay.
So what I've put together is what I like to call Top 5 Alex Jones Gaff Dumps. Number 5, he's not bragging.
Sounds like a classic.
Let's just say that Alex Jones is his own biggest fan.
I think that goes without saying.
Yeah, he loves himself so much that he often has to state that he's not bragging.
They're the funniest ones.
Even though he's just spouting bullshit. This is my favourite brag boast of Alex Jones.
When I was 16, I'd already been in the fights, all the big rituals. I'd already had probably, I hate to brag, so I'm not bragging, it's actually shameful, probably 150 women or more. That's conservative.
So let's break that down. At 16 years old, he had slept with 150 women.
That is quite a tally. Did he go to Malaga one year?
I don't know, but I mean, 150? That's a conservative effort.
Yeah, but I mean, these days that probably is.
150 at 16?
I think he might be exaggerating. He probably... I tell you what he'd done by the time he was 16.
Yeah.
Probably just had to go on one old lady's muff.
Yeah. He imagined he'd had sex with 150 women, I think.
Yeah. And really, he just felt outside the clothes. Someone's minge. Or tuppence, as we call it.
Well, let's hear that again, because I think it's a fabulous one.
Don't laugh over it this time.
No.
When I was 16, I'd already been in the fights, all the big rituals. I'd already had probably, I hate to brag, so I'm not bragging, it's actually shameful, probably 150 women or more. That's conservative.
I mean, what?
By the time you were 16, how many women had you slept with?
None.
That doesn't surprise me.
Big fat zero.
Although, to be fair, ask me how many men I'd slept with.
How many men have you slept with at 16?
150. No, it was 0.
Yeah, like most people, I would have thought.
I was in no rush, to be honest. I was like a parent's wet dream. I was in no rush to get myself up the duff or anything. Boring.
At number 4, gay frogs.
Oh, I already know this one.
Well, one of the recurring themes on Alex Jones's radio show is that the water is being poisoned on purpose for various conspiratorial reasons.
Yeah, of course.
Kind of dumb you down to take over the world or whatever. So therefore, you should go to his shop and buy his Life Straw, water purifying kit for exorbitant amount of money.
Yeah, of course.
In his one of his most unhinged rants.
Sorry, yeah, because we must say this every few days. One of us will just yell this out in the house.
yeah.
So I already know. That's why I know this one.
So yeah, it is, and one of his really kind of ramped himself up. Maybe he had a bit of a stimulation. Yeah, to he had a cold. Oh yeah, so he had a bit of Sudafed or something. Yeah, that was it. Well, this is what he actually said.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
I found a frog in the garden the other day.
Yeah, was it gay?
Yeah, I think it was.
Oh.
I think it was like, this fucking water's turned me freaking gay.
At number 3, Obama and Hillary smell like sulphur.
Of course they do.
I mean, in Alex's early days, he tried to say he was above left-right politics, and he was looking at the puppet master who's controlling all these politicians.
Yeah.
I mean, he's given that bullshit up now and just gone fully right-wing nutbag. So
I think it's, he's aged into his 50s. There's no way he's under 50.
No, he's definitely 46.
That's press age.
So naturally, he hates Democrats, and given the fact that kind of most of his audience are kind of shit-kicking, god-fucked hillbillies.
Stick to the Bible.
Oh, yeah. So, he comes out with madness like this.
I've been told this by high-up folks. They say, listen, Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. I never said this because the media go crazy with it, but I've talked to people that are in protective details. I mean, they're scared of her. And they say, listen, she's a frickin' demon and she stinks, and so does Obama. And I go, like what? Sulfur.
I mean...
I like the sinister music in the background.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where I ripped that from, but I think it had it on his show. I'm not sure.
That's so funny.
I mean, who would actually believe that? I mean, you have to be God fucked to the extreme to believe that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I mean, people are quite always surprised about this religious extremist. But what do you think is going to happen when you take a bunch of religious extremists, from one country and you ship them off to another so that you can get rid of them, and I'm talking about England shipping all our religious nutbags over to America, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, I mean, America's actually becoming a more secular kind of country now,
is it,
apparently.
Certain areas
I'd say.
Yeah. But to me, there has to be a correlation. Because we did send our religious extremists over there.
I suppose
we sent
so,
our Puritans, our Quakers.
Yeah.
We did send them all there. Because we were like sick of dealing with it.
At number 2, I dressed as a Satanist.
Did he have the little horns on the head?
This is just...
Some black wings.
So much bullshit.
Did he even have black nails and black lipstick?
No, not that sort of Satanist.
So not goth?
We're talking
Satanist.
globalist Satanists.
Oh. Well, what do they look like then?
Well, they look like him. That's the trouble. I mean, for someone who's meant to be so anti-establishment, poor old Alex, he sure does dress like a rich old white guy, you know, wearing a sports jacket and having a different Rolex for each day of the week. He looks like some bloke you'd bump into at a golf club somewhere, you know what I mean?
However, probably wouldn't see him down Lidl.
Oh, no. However, he's not really a rich white dude himself. He's going undercover. That's what he's doing by wearing the jacket.
Oh, he's just pretending.
Yeah, when he puts on his Rolex Submariner in the morning, he's going, yeah, I'm going as an undercover. You know.
You know about watches. How much is that actually worth?
Oh, dollars.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Dollars and pounds.
Anything from £4,000 to $6,000, something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
each. You know?
I'd spend that money to go undercover is the thing I hate.
Yeah, I mean...
Makes loads of sense.
Well, this is what he actually said about this, and it's probably the most awful bit of self-deception I've come across, really. Here we go.
I wear a blue sports coat and a Rolex because it's a symbol of middle class and humanity having prosperity and promoting human prosperity from a perspective of empowering humanity and stealing the image of a man in a sports jacket with a Rolex that is the satanic image. So I dress as a Satanist.
I'm kind of like, that's proper fucking mental.
Yeah. So what he's saying to his loyal followers is, even though I look like those people who go to the Bilderberg group meetings, I'm not actually one of them. I'm in disguise.
Yeah.
I mean,
what a pathetic little attempt to justify wearing a Rolex.
Wearing your Rolexes. Yeah, I mean,
just say, look, I've got a bit of money. I like nice things.
Yeah, but see, the trouble is, he's always holding like these, you know, like Paula White and people like that. He's always holding out the begging bowl, saying, you know, if you don't buy these products in my store, you know, I won't be able to keep my truth movement going.
Should we start selling shit?
But what he really means is go down the nearest Rolex dealer and buy himself another GMT or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, we're pretty, like, anti-establishment type stuff. But if you got given a Rolex, like, you'd wear it and go, I'll wear it because I like it.
Yeah.
You'd just be honest about it.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't have more than one if I ever had
one.
No,
but, you know. You wouldn't make up some bullshit reason to justify you wearing it.
Yeah,
You'd just be like, I fucking like it.
I'm not really a rich bastard. I'm in disguise. At number 1, watching trans porn.
Oh, our favourite.
Well, this really is the cherry on top of the cake of Alex Jones's top 5 bullshit blunders.
Yeah. I mean, watching trans porn, there's nothing actually wrong with watching trans porn if it rocks your boat.
If that's what you like.
Crack on, but because of the kind of person he is, which I'm guessing you're going to get into, that's why it's funny. So,
well, loads of people have kind of accused Jones of allegedly being homophobic and transphobic, but he denies all that, of course. But when you think that one of his social media strikes on Facebook was for describing trans people as mentally ill,
that is ridiculous.
What I'm about to describe now is the height of hypocrisy, right? You know, he has these like online shops. He has his survivalist gear one and stuff like that. Well, he got so successful before his social media ban that he was branching out into other kind of spheres. And he had a shop called InfoWars Yes.
I remember that. I remember you telling me that years ago.
Yeah, well, this was a kind of site that, you know, is aimed at soccer mums to buy skincare products. You know,
I think you probably was taking the piss, saying for lady, or for the lady, my life.
Yeah, buy some Alex Jones skincare
cream.
It was
something like that. Oh, treat me.
Well, He was busy promoting that on one of his YouTube broadcasts, and he was doing it on his mobile phone. He was showing his mobile phone to the camera and scrolling through this, here's me on my new bullshit, online shop site. And he did a kind of, those kind of gestures you can do on your mobile phone where you pinch and squeeze, and it when you're browsing something to enlarge it, and
yeah.
Well, he pinched it backwards so it showed all the open browser tabs on his phone. Oh yeah, this was. I mean, it was only on the screen for a minute second.
Yeah, but you'd be like a rat up a drain pipe if that was...
Oh, yeah, but...
You'd have froze that.
Yeah, well, people downloaded the YouTube video in HD, froze the frame, and saw that, apart from his shop that was open, there was a tab that had a bit of flesh on it. So they... in the freeze frame, they found out what the title of the tab was called. And it was actually called Naughty Tea Babe Marissa Minx Relieved of Cock Hunger by Stud.
Well, I mean, I actually kind of want to see that video. No, I don't really. Just kidding.
I mean, for someone who's, thinks that trans people are mentally ill, it's okay to beat your meat over it.
It's okay to get off on him.
Yeah, on trans porn stars.
That's worrying, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a bit...
It's a bit Jimmy Savile, isn't it? Like, if he sees them as mentally ill, if that's his view...
Yeah, but then it's okay to whack one out over. It's disturbing.
Yeah, but I mean, like, comparing it to Jimmy Savile in the sense that he sees them as mentally ill so he can abuse them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So what's that title again? Naughty Tea Babe, Marissa Minx, Relieved of Cock Hunger by Stud. I mean, you couldn't have a more porn title if you tried, could you?
Not really.
I
don't even think I could read that out because I think my dad would cry if he heard me saying that. So that's why I'm letting you do it.
There were two things, really, that started Alex's downfall, and we'll get into those after the break.
Okay, back soon.
Welcome back.
Hello. Hello. Like RuPaul, who's my favourite in the world. Sorry, carry on.
That's all right. Well, the first incident I want to get into that contributed to his downfall was Pizzagate in 2016.
I haven't heard of this one.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just absolutely insane. Alex said that there was a child sex abuse ring run out of a Washington pizza parlour involving John Podesta and Hillary Clinton. Now, at the time, Hillary is running for president, so he was doing anything in his power to kind of discredit her on his show and stuff like that. So what happened is, at the time, John Podesta...
that's really fucked up.
Oh.
Just to say that.
Well, yeah, considering it's not true.
Yeah.
I
mean, child abuse is despicable.
Yeah.
But it's like another level of despicable to accuse an innocent person of it who's never...
You've got to remember what's happening. He's trying to discredit Hillary in the election, and also trying to ramp up the YouTube thing of getting more and more extreme kind of in his kind of conspiracies.
And fucking over that pizza parlour.
Well, yeah. I mean, John Podesta was Hillary's campaign manager at the time.
I was going to ask who he was.
Yeah, he was kind of like helping her run for president. And what happened? His emails got hacked. And
do we know by who?
There's various kind of things with Russia, and could be anywhere. But anyway, a dump of his emails ended up on WikiLeaks, so everyone could sift through them.
Yeah.
And these hacked emails had lots of references to pizza and a pizza parlour. So Jones insinuated that pizza was really code for trafficked children in this sex ring.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say that about anything, couldn't you?
Well, so if it was pizza, that was a code word.
Yeah.
Surely pizza parlour would mean not pizza parlour, but somewhere else, wouldn't it? Because that would be a code word too, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah.
But no, turns out not. So he accused this Washington pizza parlour of running a child sex ring, basically, from there.
Please tell me you got pulled up on that.
Well, this is what he actually said, which is unbelievable.
They go to these pizza places. There's like satanic art everywhere. There's art of these people where they're shoving children into women's vaginas.
What?
They go to these pizza places. There's like satanic art everywhere. There's art of these people where they're shoving children into women's vaginas.
As my dearly departed and much missed Nan would have said, what a load of old shit!
I mean, you got to think what he was doing at the time. You know, he's wrapping everything in kind of a Bible kind of context where he doesn't like a demon. You know what I mean?
So he was basically saying there's demonic art on a pizza parlour wall of children being shoved into a vagina.
Yeah, I mean,
that's fucking specialist.
It doesn't.
That's like really like special, like the detail to it that he's put in
of making it up.
He could have just said there's demonic art on the walls, but he had to go that step further to ramp it up a bit.
Oh yeah.
Probably definitely not for money.
Yeah. And to stop Hillary Clinton from becoming president. That was the main thing. I mean, it's like his hillbilly followers would vote for her anyway. I mean,
I don't. He's preaching to the converted there, so the whole thing is just
it's just
utterly
for YouTube.
disgusting.
It's just for YouTube, really, to be an extreme conspiracy to people to latch onto. The trouble is with this is one of his wackadoodle fanboys got tooled up with an AR-15 and other weapons, went into this pizza place that they had identified as, you know, this centre of this sex ring, and shot the place up.
Fucking hell.
So that was a real life person.
How does he sleep at night? Because he incited that.
Oh,
he should have been charged for inciting a crime.
Well, luckily no one was hurt.
Because it was based on like lies. He should have been charged, shouldn't he?
Well, incitement or I think he should. But anyway, at his court hearing, this dude who shot this pizza place up said that he just wanted to investigate the conspiracy himself after hearing it on Alex Jones's show.
So he thought he'd take a gun?
Yeah.
Seems logical.
Don't know what he thought he'd found, but anyway.
Do you think he walked in there and there actually was like little pictures of children being shoved up vaginas? Or do you think he was just a bit strange?
I think he was probably a bit touched, you know what I mean? Kind of, so.
Yeah.
I mean,
but he'll probably be in prison for life with no mental health care whatsoever.
Well, the owner of the pizza place got in touch with Jones, and with the possibility of a legal threat hanging over his head, he made a grovelling apology to this pizza.
Please tell me you've got that.
Oh, I have.
Oh,
yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm disappointed this week so far. I haven't been able to have a go at you for not researching properly.
I'm sure it's coming.
There's got to be something. I'm waiting.
I mean, I wouldn't have thought Alex Jones would apologise to anyone, because he's so far up his own arsehole, you know what I mean?
Maybe the deal was apologise and you don't get charged.
Yeah, obviously that was the deal, you know what I mean?
Yeah, allegedly.
So this is what he said in his apology.
I made comments about Mr. Alifanis that in hindsight I regret and for which I apologize to him.
I mean, would you ever believe those words coming out of his mouth?
Did sound a bit like, I apologise to your wife.
Oh,
your wife's friends.
Yeah, your tortoise Alan.
Yeah,
a bit like. Oh, he's definitely reading it off a sheet of paper. I mean, when I was going through the video, he was going like, "Blah, this is what I've got. This is what my lawyers instructed me to read on air, so I don't get sued."
You can almost, because in his other clips, he's so passionate and animated, but in that one, you can almost hear like it's being squeezed out of his mouth, and he doesn't want to say it.
Oh, you could see his face on the video. It's like.
You can hear it in his voice. I mean, I haven't seen the video, and his voice, you can hear it.
This hurts, but I've got to do it.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, definitely.
Well, the second incident that really kind of, and this is just disgusting.
This is another disgusting one, because I already know this one. Yeah,
contributed to his downfall was the Sandy Hook mass shooting. If you don't know what Sandy Hook is, it was a Sandy Hook elementary school in Newton, Connecticut. And
elementary is primary to any UK. We don't have elementary.
No, it's like a junior
primary,
school.
Isn't it?
Yeah, primary or junior school, yeah. I mean, this happened on December the 14th, 2012, where this bloke called Adam Lanza shot dead his mother before going to the school and murdering 20 students and 6 teachers. Before committing suicide himself.
Yeah.
And
which is completely like sad and happens way too much in America.
Yeah, I mean, forget the whole gun control kind of thing, but you know, this is a tragedy. You know,
Yeah.
what I mean, kind of, it did happen. Kids have been killed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, kind of.
Innocent people.
Yeah, but
And to a degree, you know, his mental health before, there should have been some kind of flag that he could have got help with that he probably didn't, that Adam Lanza.
well, apart from, you know, kind of the main Sandy Hook being a kind of faked kind of shooting, one of the Alex Jones developed an auxiliary kind of conspiracy theory based around this shooting, that it was antidepressant drugs that caused Adam Lanza to do this shooting.
Yeah, because everyone who takes antidepressants goes around doing mass shootings.
Well, yeah, I think I saw a figure somewhere that 10% of Americans are on SSRI, so
Yeah.
it's in the region of 30 million Americans, you know, who would be shooters then, wouldn't they, if this was true?
Well, yeah.
But I think it's it's all based around this kind of machismo thing of where, you know, real men don't get depressed, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that kind of toxic masculinity, the kids call it these days.
Yeah, so I mean, this is what he actually said on this show about Sandy Hook.
Sandy Hook is a synthetic, completely fake, with actors, in my view, manufactured.
That's pretty disgusting, isn't it, really?
Well, yeah.
I mean, what a fucking bell end.
The trouble is, you know, the disturbed people who listen to his show, you know, haven't kind of realised that the man's a performance artist. I mean, he said that, you know, kind of when he's going for custody of his kids, that, you know, kind of what he portrays on his shows isn't real life and he's just acting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but even if that's true, he still has a responsibility to the gullible people that believe that is who he is.
Oh yeah, I mean, the next day, you know, he did that disposition, I think it's called.
I have no
Yeah,
idea.
like it's like a pre-trial thing in America where, you know, you make a statement kind of thing.
Deposition.
Deposition, that's it. Disposition.
I've watched
Who?
way too
What?
much Law and Order.
So yeah, he said that in his deposition to say, you know, I'm doing a role, you know what I mean. But the next day he made another video saying, no, I'm completely authentic, to his, you know, batshit followers. So
You just don't really know what the truth is.
That negated your whole thing for your court appearance, didn't it? By doing that the next day. To kind
Yeah, I mean, what was he thinking? The court wouldn't find out.
Well, I was thinking that his followers would go, "You're full of shit, mate," and leave in their droves. I mean, the trouble is with Alex Jones, what happens? He has a kind of like a turnover of conspiratards. Yeah, I call it that. Where
conspiratards.
They get into conspiracy theories. They find Alex Jones. They think he's the balls, and then they become even more conspiratard and they think he's a shill of the government.
Yeah.
You know, their mind twists so much. Even he becomes a part of their conspiracy.
I think I would have more respect for Alex Jones if I believed that he really did believe what he was saying.
Yeah.
As opposed to someone who's saying that isn't really me. I'm just saying it for effect.
Well, trouble is,
At least if he believed it, he's having the courage of his convictions. Do you know what I mean? Even though it's atrocious and horrible.
Yeah. Oh
at
no,
least,
he's absolutely just doing this for clicks. Oh yeah,
yeah,
completely.
and that's just that's
really,
why I can't stand Katie Hopkins.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah. But the trouble is, a Florida woman who was influenced by him actually threatened one of the parents of one of the murdered children, accusing them of being crisis actors.
Fucking hell.
And she did it. She, in a threat, she referenced Alex Jones said, it's fake. You know.
I mean, it's no wonder he's had a big downfall, is it? I mean,
it was coming. It's been coming for a long while. I mean, he's had various kind of warnings and stuff like that from social media places. You thought he'd have toned it down a bit by now.
Well, he's always got bacon.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I bet
you didn't get a sound edit of the bacon clip, did you?
No.
Yes, the first thing you've done wrong today.
Yeah.
Carry on, ill-prepared showman.
Well, you know what a crisis actor is, and what the conspiracy behind a crisis actor is.
I think you should explain what a crisis actor is for our listeners.
This is another wackadoodles idea that conspiracy theorists have come up with, that the government supplies actors in these false flag kind of conspiracies, and some of these conspirators reckon they've spotted the same crisis actor at different incidents.
Not just that it's someone who looks similar?
Well,
no.
Consider this, the government has gone out of their way to fake an incident, right? So they haven't thought, shit, we better not use the same actors as last time.
No, they'll probably be like, they're experienced.
No one noticed.
No one will remember.
Yeah, I mean that's how far down the loon rabbit hole they are in terms of critical thinking. You know what I mean?
It's pretty despicable though to encourage people to believe that people who have just lost their children through no fault of their own are not really suffering that tragedy.
Yeah.
That is fucking disgusting.
Totally. You know what I mean? Well, this all came to a head in March 2018 when 6 families of the Sandy Hook victims and an FBI agent who responded to the attack filed a defamation lawsuit against Alex Jones.
Good.
For his role in spreading the conspiracy theories about the shooting.
Good on them.
Yeah, good on them, really, yeah. And in April 2018, parents of 2 other victims of the shooting sued Jones for $1 million each.
Good.
So he was looking at, bankruptcy, really, if it's all went through. I mean, up until last year, the cases, I think, were still ongoing, and I remember reading a BBC article that said that he had to pay out $126,000 for contempt of court for not complying with this case. Late as last year, he had to pay out another $100,000 in court fees to a Mr. Heslin, who was one of the fathers of one of the victims.
He's not having a good time, is he, Alex?
No, so I mean, he's already paid out needs $250,000.
Yeah. But he's poor.
Yeah, go and buy his.
I mean, I consider us not that well off, and we don't have £200,000 just laying around to pay people who are suing us with.
You have to buy some of his bone broth from his site. You know what I mean? Kind of the way he tried to explain this. I mean, I've told you about in his deposition. In his deposition for his custody case, he said that he was playing a role and he was a performance artist. His lawyer said he was a performance artist. Well. In this deposition, get it right this time, Brian.
Get it right, Brian.
In this one, he claimed that during the time of Sandy Hook, he was suffering from a kind of psychotic episode that made him believe everything was a conspiracy.
That could be true, though. That could easily be true. He could still be in it, but just pretending he's not in it.
Or he's playing the mental card.
Well, yeah, but maybe he is.
Well, I think he's just trying to get out of this by saying, I was...
diminished responsibility, I think we call it, don't we?
That's it, yeah, kind of where, you're not capable of knowing what you've done, sort of thing.
Yeah, which is obviously bullshit.
Oh, yeah, he knew exactly what he was doing, But the final nail in his coffin came when the social media networks kicked him off in 2018. If you run operations like Alex Jones's radio show and YouTube channels and stuff like that, you want to keep these people sweet, don't you, really? I mean...
Well, yeah, because they're your bread and butter.
You want to keep Apple sweet for iTunes.
Yeah.
You want to keep Google sweet for YouTube.
Yeah.
You want to
if that's how you're putting shoes on your children's feet, as they say.
Yeah. That's what
probably
you do,
want to play by the rules a bit.
Well, I mean, being this reckless, you have to wonder whether he was still, in the grips of his psychotic phase.
Quotation marks, psychosis.
Yeah. Well, his first strike for YouTube, he got flagged for child endangerment and hate speech. So,
what's he done there then?
Well, we come on to that. And at the same time, Facebook gave him a 30-day ban. I presume for sharing the same shit he did on YouTube, And Stitcher kicked him off, as like a podcatcher.
I've never heard of Stitcher.
Oh, yeah, so it's an app to kind of, we can listen to podcasts.
Oh, well, so. I mean, bad confession, I never listen to podcasts.
Oh.
I'm good at talking, but having to sit and listen to other people talking, no. So that's why I don't know what that is.
So I looked into his, kind of his first strike, as it were, kind of why he, got the warnings. And he was touting kind of alt-right racist conspiracy theory called the Great Replacement.
That doesn't sound very nice.
It sounds a bit,
Sounds a bit Hitlery.
Well, he was saying that basically Muslims were taking over European countries.
Basically, cross out Muslim for Jew and you've got Hitler there.
Well, yeah.
Statements.
But this is a classic thing that Jones does along with his minion, Paul Joseph Watson.
Underling?
Yeah.
You could have minion, but...
Protégé is probably the right word for him now.
I quite like underling though, because it like gives you that kind of little sneery little like.
You're right about that. Well, what he does, he says stuff like this about Europe because he knows his core audience is in America. They're not inclined to fact check anything. No. So they're going to believe what he says, even though people who live in Europe know it's complete bullshit.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's basically it, isn't it, really?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, in the summer of 2018 is when, after this first strike where I thought he'd calmed down a bit, he carried on doing the same kind of
So he didn't learn his lesson?
No, he carried on. So by the summer, the shit had really begun to hit the fan for him. And
aww.
Yeah, I mean, Facebook, Apple, YouTube and Spotify removed all his content and, and InfoWars for policy violations.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I mean, that's the four biggies.
Fucked him right up the arse.
That's the four biggies, isn't it, really? Yeah.
Without lube.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Painful lesson. So
you thought having those four basically smash a business into the ground, he would have learned.
He still hasn't, has he?
No. He still had a Twitter account. But, what he did, he tweeted a Periscope video.
What's a Periscope video?
I think it's a kind of like a video you can tag on to a tweet. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm not quite sure.
If anyone knows what that is,
that's another research.
Feel free to let me know. And that is another research fail on your part, because you must know. I would say, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, it's basically a video thing you can tag on to a tweet.
I had an image of like a 90s rapper.
Yeah,
like there's video in it, so it's like the round circle.
Yeah. Well, he tweeted to his followers that they should get their battle rifles ready against Antifa.
Does he mean get your guns out and shoot people who don't like fascists?
Yeah. So, getting your rifles ready to shoot anti-fascists. So, wouldn't that kind of mean you're a fascist if you're fighting anti-fascists?
Yeah.
Kind of. And anyway, you should pick up your rifle to battle the mainstream media and bizarrely Chinese communist operatives.
That's a bit. What's wrong with it? Why just the Chinese? Why didn't he mix the Ruskies in there?
I think because at the time he was probably having Trump on his show, and kind of like to try and deflect all the business that was going on with that. So he said it was time to act now before the enemy do a false flag. So in other words, get out your guns, go and shoot Antifa and Chinese communists. I mean, before they have a chance to pull off some bizarre conspiracy.
He really needs to learn to think before he speaks, before he gets himself in all this trouble, really.
Yeah. And I think what Twitter imagined was a basement army of conspiratarded alt-right nutbags grabbing their AR-15s and heading for the hills, you know what I mean? So,
well, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yes, I mean, so he got kicked off of Twitter. So that was your last social network kind of bannage.
I mean, he's done it to himself.
He really has. But to add insult to injury, PayPal took him off as well. So he obviously couldn't process any of that through his online stores anymore. So
what's he doing for money now?
Well, he's gone back to his roots, doing radio shows, and I think he's still syndicated on lots of American like AM talk radio stations. Oh, yeah. So he's literally gone back 20 years.
I bet he's sitting there even more angry.
Oh, I mean, he started his own kind of like YouTube platform. I'm not even going to link to it because you can find it if you want.
If you really want to.
Just go to his site and click on one of his videos and you'll see his YouTube-esque site. And to keep the money rolling in, he's gone balmy mental with the right-wing nutbaggery and conspiracy theories. You know what I mean?
What a ball
he's let loose. I mean,
he's been freed.
Well, that's it. I mean, when you think the stuff he was saying about Sandy Hook on YouTube, it's kind of mild now to what he comes out with. It's to keep those dollars rolling in.
That is crazy.
So he still does like 4-hour daily radio shows.
There's a problem if you can talk for 4 hours pretty much on your own.
I mean, I'm sure he has researchers feeding him, the conspiratorial
he probably can't afford them anymore.
Well, yeah. I mean, out of the 4 hours, an hour of that would be, go to my site and buy your survival seed bank.
Like a million adverts.
So yeah, he's gone. That's what he's gone back to doing. being on AM talk radio stations and flogging products to the terminally scared.
Wonder if he'll ever hear this one day.
I doubt it.
Wouldn't it be funny?
Well, I think his protege, Paul Joseph Watson, is still on YouTube, but I'm pretty sure, like a lot of the right-wing ones, he's got demonetised.
Ah, right.
So it's probably a point coming where he's going to have to get a proper job if Alex Jones isn't still paying him.
Ha ha ha. I hope it's picking up shit.
As I say to all these right-wing ones when I do a bit of Twitter abusing, is that, don't worry, the free market will provide. You can go and sell hand shandies down the docks.
Exactly.
If you can't get a real job.
That's what I often say to you. If you don't get a real job, I'm putting you to work.
Yeah. So that's the story of Alex Jones, the man who used to be the conspiracy king, and now he's back flogging tat on AM radio.
Now he's just the main conspiracy turd.
Yeah. But before we go, I think we've got to have
we got to.
At least one more Alex Jones snippet, which I couldn't find a way of shoehorning into the main podcast.
But it is brilliant.
But it's so good, I've got to play it.
Yeah.
Here we go.
What do you think tap water is? It's a gay bomb, baby.
That's another one we say all the time.
Yeah. And finally, we always do one of these. This story is Kilmarnock man in stitches after finding drunk shoeless stranger with nae fucking clue.
Was that meant to be Scottish?
Yeah, nae fucking.
That sounds more. Nae fucking clue. That's how you say it.
Shall I try a bit of Scottish again?
Nae fucking clue. No, that's.
Well, I'll tell you what, you read it. So that sounded better than me.
Oh no, I'm under pressure now.
Go on.
Kilmarnock man in stitches after finding drunk and shoeless stranger with nae fucking clue asleep on his couch. Oh, that was bad.
That's all right, better than I did.
Better than I did. What the hell's going on?
I know. A Scots dad of 3 was given the fright of his life when he came downstairs to find a drunk stranger fast asleep on his couch. Mikey Lennon woke up at 5:30 a.m. this morning to use the toilet at his Kilmarnock home when he heard a snoring coming from the living room.
Weren't you, was it?
No, it wasn't me. Mikey told the Daily Record, I came down and heard the snoring and thought, that's definitely nor the dog.
That's definitely nor the dog.
He said, I was a wee bit scared at first, but once I woke him up, it was pretty obvious he was even more terrified than I was, so I knew I was going to be okay.
That would be weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Just when you thought the tale couldn't get any more bizarre, the mysterious lodger turned out to live 73 miles away in Dalkeith.
How the hell did he get there?
Don't know, but he was pissed up. Lost
he
his
didn't
shoe.
walk, did he?
Well, no. So, walked into the wrong house, so I probably assuming it was his house.
Yeah, but they must have left the door unlocked.
Yeah. Well, he reckons no, but...
Well, is he some kind of weird...
Oh, God knows.
Metal shifter?
Yeah.
Like a weird Magneto who just comes up and the lock will move.
He finally said, on another note, my dog is the worst guard dog ever. Barks at a mouse farting but didn't make a noise.
That's probably like our dogs.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, just let him in.
Yeah.
Have a little sleep. Go on, mate.
As long as you're nice to me.
Yeah.
Come in. Oh, I've got one little thing just to end on.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she listens, but my friend Duffy posted this on her Facebook.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I just want to say thanks for posting this. Yeah. It's a playlist for March 2020.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm only going to read a few of them.
Okay.
But first off, we've got Can't Touch This, MC Hammer.
Oh, yeah.
Classic.
I'm going to put these on my Spotify playlist.
You should too. Don't Stand So Close to Me,
yeah,
The Police. Can't Feel My Face, The Weeknd.
That's a good one.
That's a really good one. You Give Me Fever, Peggy Lee.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's all right. My two favourites, though, are... Yeah. Now, let me just... Right, this one, yeah. All By Myself, yeah. Celine Dion.
Yeah.
But it says Celine Dion, and in brackets, Eric Cartman. Now, I would listen to Eric Cartman sing All By Myself all day long.
I've got to find that. I've never heard it.
Have you not heard it?
No.
It's kind of like,
oh, you nearly sung for people there.
I nearly did, but I reined it in. But my absolute favourite, and I don't even really know this particular song, even though but The favourite is You Be Illin by Run DMC. You be illin, Bert. You in an illin fan.
And I think that's all we have time for this episode. If you like our show,
drop us a review if you like.
Yeah, go to the Apple Podcasts app and give us a review there. I don't know if you can do it on Spotify. I don't think so, but
we do have a Facebook page. So
visit our Facebook page. We've got that up and running now. So
yeah, and if you've managed to listen all the way to the end on our 3rd episode, thanks so much.
You're going great guns, and we'll see you next time.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Absolutely no ET craft, ET technology, anything like that at Area 51. This is why S4 was made.
People can see it's happening. I mean, the police state, the Orwellian state, is moving in so fast.
I can lead you into that level above human. That can't happen unless you leave the human world that you're in and come and follow me.
You've got it stuck in your brain that I murdered somebody. What do you want to call me a murderer for? I've never killed anyone. I don't need to kill anyone. I think it.